All right. So we are here to talk about your guide to holiday success. So we have a new slide deck here that we're going to walk through, but as always, had to bring over Business Cat from the old one. Not going to abandon him. Like I said, please drop your questions, comments as they come up. You can put them in the Q&A tab, and that is where I will try to make time to answer as many as I can when we get through our webinar here today. So if you've been to any of our webinars, you know we start them off with a little bit of background info. If you haven't been to any of our webinars, welcome. Thank you so much for attending. We're excited to have you. If you don't know what Lulu is, it is a real word. It means a remarkable person, object, or idea. It was founded in 2002 by Bob Young. Our publishing platform is free to use. We published over 3 million books, paid out over $117 million in author revenue. That number's only gone up. And our mission is that Lulu is dedicated to making the world a better place, one book at a time, through sustainable practices, innovative print-on-demand products, and a commitment to excellent service. Last little thing I like to plug here before we get started is that we are also a B Corp. So if you're not familiar with the B Corp community, it is just for-profit companies who are certified by the third party, the nonprofit B Lab, to meet standards of social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. I am so excited that Lulu is a B Corp. It's always kind of one of my favorite things to tell people. I think it really sets us apart. And the holidays are right around the corner, as we all know. So if you are looking for a way to spend your dollars in a more sustainable or intentional way, the B Corp community is a great place to look. All right, so who am I? I'm Chelsea Bennett. Hello. I am the newly minted Education and Community Manager at Lulu. So a lot of my job is doing this, the educational piece, and you are the community. So thank you for spending some time with me today, and let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a lot to cover because we're here to make books and make bank and set you up for success this holiday season. The holidays are upon us. It's happening. It'll be here before you know it. And hopefully by the end of this webinar, we will all feel a little bit better about our game plan going into the holidays and how to make it as successful as possible. All right. So I wanted to start with some stats to kind of give you, in case you didn't know, just the breadth and depth of the holiday season and just some things that folks are looking for at this time. So a few holiday stats to get started. Holidays are any days that cause customers to act out of the ordinary. So I like this one. I wanted to start with this first because obviously as we're going into this season, we're thinking about the heavy hitters, right? You know, Thanksgiving, Halloween, of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, Hanukkah, all of those things. So those are the ones that come to mind, but sprinkled in there are still, you know, there's Candy Corn Day, there's Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. There are days for everything. So even though, you know, you may not be, participating in all of these holidays, but maybe your audience really resonates with the holiday that's on the calendar that may not get national attention. So if you go to, I think it's nationaldaycalendar.com, they kind of, every single day is a thing. And actually, fun fact, today is North Carolina Day. So whoop, whoop. All right, so holidays are any days that cause your customers to act out of the ordinary. So you can kind of put a promo or a special offer behind any of these days. According to the National Retail Federation, books were among the top 3 gifts on consumers' holiday wish list in 2021. I wanted to share this stat to let you know you're in good company if you're here to learn how to sell more books. I love getting books personally. I'm always excited to get them, and I'm not alone with that. So it's a great item for a gift, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to package yours. Social media is the most popular way creators reach their audience, and Shopify estimates that sales through social media channels worldwide will triple by 2025. We're going to talk a little bit about how to get your social media game on point, but I think it's important to note that this trend will only continue. So if you haven't started dabbling in social media, there's never been a better time. Consumers who purchase products through email are likely to spend 138% more than people who don't receive email offers. I thought this was huge. Again, we'll talk about email, but I just wanted to get you started with thinking about the most popular and best channels to really be focusing on this holiday season. In 2020, 88% of us use coupons when shopping. Discount your books, holiday promos, everyone's expecting them, so you might as well give the people what they want. Research has found that 89% of consumers are more likely to make repeat purchases after a positive customer service experience. That's why it's so important, even if you don't really see yourself or you're, you know, selling books as your main business, maybe it's something you're doing on the side, maybe it's something you're trying to grow, customer service goes hand in hand with that. So it's very important to be thinking about that, especially if you're anticipating more sales than usual in the next couple months. And this last one, for Cyber Week, online spending was down 1.4% to $33.9 billion, which still a lot to go around. But I wanted to add this one because it notes that U.S. consumers started shopping earlier in the year last year. So I don't know if you've noticed, but when you go to stores, again, I think in August, I was at, you know, a CVS or Walgreens or something, and you start to see the Halloween stuff out. People are starting to shop earlier and earlier, trying to look for those deals. So I put this in here to let you know two things. That one, Cyber Week, so that Black Friday, Cyber Monday is a tremendous opportunity for you to sell more books, but also just getting ahead of the game and starting your promotions maybe earlier than you might think can also really help out. All right, so it's the most wonderful timeline of the year. I should have prefaced this in the beginning, but as you maybe could tell from my crowd work pumpkin spice question, the puns are in full swing around the holidays. So it's the most wonderful timeline of the year. We're going to talk about holiday planning. Planning is key. So shoppers spend the most around the end of November. So of course, those Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals are always huge. Just kind of kick off the holiday season, or used to, but now people are starting to shop earlier and earlier. So what you want to do is create a calendar of key dates. I have here on this list some things that you want to think about. And I also want to preface this by saying, this is a lot. We're going to cover a lot today. I don't do this to overwhelm you. This is not to scare you from participating in the holiday sales season, but it's just to get you thinking about how much goes into it. And this really isn't something that you want to approach, on Thanksgiving, when you're watching the football game and laying on the couch. I don't want you to be thinking, oh man, maybe I'll send out an email or tweet that my book is on sale. This is something that takes a lot of time. And if you want to mimic any brands that are very successful during the holiday season, planning is key. So here are a few things that you'll want to include on your calendar. Ordering proof copies. If you're selling books, you obviously want to make sure they're perfect, they're amazing, they're exactly what you want your readers to get. You also want to think about if you're trying to do a special edition. So maybe you have readers or customers who have already bought your book. How do you entice them to come and spend more money or more time with you this holiday season? So maybe that's creating a new edition with an extra chapter, creating a planner or workbook to go along with your book, creating a edition with a new cover, maybe having notebooks or planners, calendars. All of that can help to add to your bottom line and give you more products to sell during the holiday season. So if you are creating more stuff, you have to order proof copies. You always want to do that. Do not be in the position where you create something beautiful, don't proof it, and then just open up the doors to the virtual world and invite them to buy it, and then get riddled with complaints or misspellings or whatever. So order your proofs first off. You'll want to draft social copy and draft email copy. And again, I know if you don't dabble in this world a lot, it may seem kind of tedious, but drafting these things and making sure that you're really getting your message across and it's really going to work and come through is very important for you in the beginning. So you want to create promos or discounts. So again, what are you prepared to offer? What are you able to offer? Can you do 20% off through the week? Can you do a flash sale and do buy one, get one free? So if you have a way to sell direct, then this is going to be more advantageous for you, it'll be more accessible to you. At Lulu, you can also, if you're selling through the Lulu.com bookstore, you can also offer discounts. But again, this is something you're going to want to be thinking of, considering your bottom line, what you're trying to take in, and what you can afford to discount for your readers. Contests or giveaways. If you're thinking about doing that to drive engagement or awareness around your holiday campaigns, go ahead and be thinking about what you want to give away, what your contest might entail, how long you want to run it, things like that. When your proofs come in, review them, make sure they look good. Don't just check the box because they come in the mail. So go through them, take the time. I know it's exciting to get the book in the mail, but make sure you go through them and make any edits that you need to. So update products and order holiday stock. Even if you're selling direct and you may be integrated with one of our e-commerce solutions, so you don't have to worry about inventory and everything's printed on demand, you may find that, last minute you get a couple orders, they're not going to get there in time, so you want to hand fulfill them. You may decide that you want to offer signed copies. So having a stack of books on hand is always a good idea. Review and update your site pages. So make sure your website is easy and functional. Review shipping updates from carriers. This is so important, especially this year. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I know that FedEx has increased their prices. Shipping is always, since the pandemic, even before the holidays, is always a really hard time for shipping. So make sure that you are aware how long it's going to take these carriers to get your packages to your readers, to your customers, to the recipient, so you can communicate that effectively and establish good communication with your customers. All right, so test orders and checkout process. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. Sign and package special editions. As I said, if you want to do anything extra special or offer a few special editions, now is the time to get that ready. Start your first promo. What is that date going to be? How early do you want to start? How long do you want to run it? Put that on your calendar. Black Friday, Cyber Monday promos. Be sure to have that as well. And also, if you are thinking, okay, this sounds good, there's a lot, we got you covered. So all of the things I'm going to go over today are in our holiday guide that will be available next week. So be sure to follow us on social media to get access to that. We also have this calendar template in the guide, so you'll be able to follow along, see what we put in it as a guide for you, and then add in whatever extras you would like to celebrate as well. So maybe you do want to celebrate Candy Corn Day. Add it to the calendar. Stay on track. All right, so next up, we're going to talk about selling direct. So I was trying to think about presenting this in a way that made sense, kind of if you were going down a checklist and trying to get all your ducks in a row. So I wanted to start this. I had it at the end, but I moved it to the beginning so that if you don't have a way to sell direct, if your website is not set up yet, you can kind of get this information first, like eat the frog kind of thing. Like this is really the biggest piece you want to be getting together so that you can take advantage of the sales season. So there are a couple of different ways to sell direct. So one of them, and the manual way to do it, would be buy your books in bulk and then hand fulfill orders through your website. So that's one way to do it. And that can, again, offer a lot of great opportunities for customization, signed copies, things like that. However, if you want, or bundles also, that could be cool. So if you don't have a website set up yet, then another great way to do it is through our e-commerce integrations for Shopify and Woocommerce, which works with WordPress. So if you don't have a website yet, you can go to Shopify, and Shopify and WooCommerce can take care of the e-commerce engine part. You integrate with Lulu Direct, and then you are plugged into our global print and fulfillment network. So some of these options or some of the benefits of selling direct include automated print and fulfillment. So the orders are coming through your website. Your store is open 24 hours a day. They're transmitted to Lulu, and we print and fulfill them. You keep 100% of your revenue. So as you're going into the holiday season, if making more money is one of your goals, then keeping 100% of your revenue can be quite appealing as you kind of go through this process and work out your game plan for your books. You retain customer data. This is so huge. So hopefully, I'm sure this will happen for all of you, you'll get new customers, you'll reach new readers through your excellent holiday campaigns this season. Have that customer data on hand, be able to sell to them and know who's buying your books, be able to send out an email campaign and see who exactly is buying them and say, that was a success, I'll do that again. Or, I ran a new series of ads on Instagram. I ran a new series on Facebook. Facebook didn't convert, Instagram did. That's really valuable to know. That'll set you up for success for the holidays and beyond. So retaining customer data is huge. No inventory management. So when you're selling through an e-commerce integration that we have, you don't have to worry about the inventory, which can be very helpful. You're not going to be running around on December 24th wondering if you can fulfill orders. So that's a really nice thing to have in mind and to have in play as the holidays go on. And then white label shipping. So this opportunity is a very cool one. You can keep your brand front and center. You can white label this process so that when your readers and customers and fans and followers and friends get your book in the mail, it is white labeled with your imprint or your branding, and it makes a really nice presentation. All right, so when you get integrated, when you get your website set up, you want to make sure it's ready. And here is just a short kind of checklist that I think it's important to go through to make sure that, if you haven't had your website up, if you're just trying to get it together for the holiday season, you don't want to invite everyone to come, rush through your digital door, and then it's glitchy, it doesn't work, you can't find the product page, everything goes awry. So do yourself a favor and make sure you test the process first. So once your site is set up, complete end-to-end testing. This just means you're replicating the customer journey from landing on your homepage to going through the product page and checking out. And also, as you're doing that, compare the process to websites you frequent and enjoy, and websites that you visited and you don't enjoy and that you dislike. That can be such a great way to learn what's really intuitive, processes that make it really easy and enjoyable to buy things online, and then places you go that it's really hard to find the product you're looking for. There are pop-ups all over the place. It's not easy to navigate. Take note of those things as you're out on the interwebs and see what you can apply to your store. All right, so you also want to be sure that the process is as frictionless as possible. Help them help you. Don't make it hard for your readers to find your book and order it. So you also, another great tactic here is invite family and friends to do the same and give you feedback, go through the checkout process, let you know what worked and what didn't. As you go through it, that'll obviously be helpful, but it will be much better if you can get someone outside who doesn't know, how the website was set up, isn't as familiar with it, to go through the process and see what their pain points might be. Once you get that feedback, make edits and updates. And then make sure your email capture and contact info are easy to find and functional or accurate. So we're going to talk about why email and customer service are so important, but you just want to make sure that all of these functionalities of your website are good to go and are working. And really the only way and the best way to test that is to go through the process yourself and have others that you trust go through it as well. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about social media. Maybe you love it or you hate it. Hey, it's a thing. It's out there. It can help you sell books if you embrace it. And we're going to talk about some best practices here. All right, so but maybe you noticed that I enjoy having animals in my PowerPoints. So I was looking up pet influencer or pets on social media or whatever to try to find an image for this. And this picture came up. And if you have seen any of our webinars, then this is actually a Lulu user. So I love that synchronicity. This is Tika the Iggy, a very fashionable Italian greyhound on Instagram. So they use us to make calendars every year. They've also made a children's book. So I thought that was really funny. So check them out on social. All right, but social media, most platforms have a way for you to sell directly through, or not directly through, but they have a way for you to sell on the platform. So take advantage of platforms like Instagram and Facebook that allow you to set up shop pages on your profile. Also, you want to be sure that your product page is easily accessible by using the link in bio feature when relevant. Again, kind of goes along with reduce friction wherever you can and make it easier for people to buy your products. Update your profile pictures and cover photos to holiday-themed graphics or graphics that showcase your best-selling products or that advertise your books as gifts. I really like this tip because, it's no secret that everyone is in the shopping spirit as the holidays come around. So why not buy into that? If you know your audience and what they're looking for or what holidays they're celebrating or that they observe, go ahead and pepper some of that into your graphics and make your site feel a little bit more special than, landing on it on any other day. Also, I like the idea of creating graphics that advertise your books as gifts. So we did talk about people love getting books as gifts. They're a very popular gift idea, but not everyone might be thinking that. Maybe they've been following you for a long time. Maybe they bought your books before. So creating some new graphics with some holiday themes that say, hey, now I'm selling this as a bundled set, or hey, I came out with a new edition for the holidays. It's got some new cover art, and just really calling to attention the extra effort that you're putting into your products to make them fun and a great gift for the holidays. Of course, you want to promote your books and any unique holiday products you have to your target audience. So that's very, very important. So you can spend money until you're blue in the face to get your information out on social media, to buy likes, to buy followers, whatever. But the really important part of this bullet point is your target audience. Sharing information with your target audience makes them feel special. They feel like they're in an exclusive group because you know them, you understand them. So make sure that all of your efforts, whether it be through social media marketing or email marketing, that you are targeting the right people. You're not buying lists or buying followers. That really, these vanity metrics really don't help you in the end or help your bottom line. So be sure to periodically update your campaign graphics and copy, especially if you plan on running ads more than a week or two. I know this sounds tedious, but when you think about it, the stats, the data will tell us that people get fatigued within 1 to 2 weeks of seeing the same thing over and over again. So even though it's maybe a challenge or maybe time consuming to create different ads for every 2 weeks or however long you're running your campaigns, it can really benefit you in the end because your viewers will see that as fresh content. It'll catch their eye. They won't think, oh, I've already seen this, nothing new. It'll give you some time to catch their attention. It will make them kind of stop and reconsider what they're seeing and maybe take an opportunity or take advantage of that opportunity that they didn't previously because you changed up the graphics or caught their eye in a different way. I will say there are tools like Canva. Obviously, there are other tools that you can use as well, but Canva is a great way to make some really nice graphics, even if you are not a designer. All right, so you also want to plan and schedule organic and paid campaigns and take time to review the performance. I know that these next few weeks and months go like a blink of an eye and they're over. They just seem to go at lightning speed. But if you can take some time after you're running ads and just say, hey, did this work? Is this, how did this perform? Did I get the engagement that I was looking for? What can I change up? It can really help you in the long run. Last but not least, be prepared for customer support questions. So if you are running all these campaigns, you're firing on all cylinders, even if you've said, email me if you need help, there will be people who just try to message you on social media and say, hey, where's my book? Where's my order? I didn't get an email confirmation. Do you ship to this place? How long will it take? The list of customer inquiries is endless, and you may see them come through social media. So just be prepared to be monitoring and checking your posts so you can be available through that line of communication. Inboxing day, another pun, all the puns. All right, so let's talk about email. So around the holidays, you probably already have started to see these in one capacity or the other, but everyone is emailing around this time. Everyone is trying to get that precious, precious real estate in your inbox. So take the time to create subject lines that stand out. So now is a great time to just be doing some market research. So what are emails that you're seeing that are really grabbing your attention? And what are emails that you're seeing that are turning you off or discouraging you from opening? So make sure that the emails, the subject lines you're crafting aren't just like, open this or another deal for you or email today. I don't know, whatever. Don't do anything like that. You want to do something that's like, hey, today's the day. You can get 20% off, or hey, insert name, or use emojis, or, show some of your personality. Customization can be really helpful here as well. So make sure that you don't do yourself a disservice and have a beautiful email, a wonderful promo, a really exciting deal for your readers, and then put, a subject line like, hey, how are you today? So don't do that to yourself. Make sure you spend time on that. You also want to tailor email campaigns around sales and discounts. This is what people are looking for during the holiday season. People regularly will sign up right around the holidays for email newsletters or email lists they may not be a part of because they know that this is coupon season. This is discount season. You're trying to entice them to come and spend their money with you. So people are looking for it. Don't bury the lead. Give them what they want. And there are also a ton of great websites. Really good emails, I think maybe is one where you can go and see how other companies are doing this and steal their ideas. Use it for you. If it worked on you, then see if it'll work for your customers. All right, before starting holiday promos, do some list upkeep by asking your subscribers to verify or manage their preferences. So this may seem like something that you wouldn't consider right off the bat. Maybe you have a huge email list you've been growing. Maybe it's a little bit smaller and you're like, well, I don't really want to, trim it. I want to share it with everybody. However, asking everyone if they are still interested or if they want to hear from you right ahead of your holiday push can really help you narrow down and get qualified leads and not have to spend as much to reach people who may not open your emails anyway. Let's see. So then outline the content, including subject lines, personalization, and emojis. I mentioned that personalization and emojis can just make it more fun, add an air of festiveness to your emails and catch the eye. And you're competing in a sea of subject lines. So you want to do whatever you can that'll give you the edge. Don't be spammy. So don't think, okay, great. Yeah, I'm getting it. Like I'm going to have some great subject lines. I'm going to do a great promo. I'm going to send an email every single day through, Christmas or, whatever holiday that you're kind of leading up to. Not great. Don't do that. People, like I said, people get fatigued. They get tired. They want to know what they need, the information they need to take advantage of the deals. They want to know if it's running out, if it's going to end soon. If it's changed, that's the information they want. They don't need to know the same information every single day, even though that can be like, hey, let's just spray and pray. We'll send as many as we can and that'll convert. Be intentional about that and don't waste the time of your followers. So waste your time as well. Test your emails on desktop and mobile. So most ESP email service providers that you use or that you have access to will give you a way to view it on a desktop as well as a maybe tablet or a phone. So again, this is something that is just so heartbreaking, is when you build a beautiful, beautiful email, it looks so good on your desktop, and then you open it on your phone and it's all messed up, it doesn't work, you can't access it. Don't do that. Just make sure you're checking it on multiple devices, because a ton of people shop from their mobile phones, so don't exclude them. Test transactional emails. So even if you don't have, a welcome series, or you don't have, really beautiful confirmation emails set up, you want to make sure that people, when they're ordering something, are getting some sort of notification that their order was received, some sort of communication that their money was accepted, that you are not a fake, website out in the ether that's scammy. So I know personally, when I order something online, if I don't get a confirmation almost immediately, it makes me kind of nervous. That's just the way that it goes. I mean, any business that you would order from, you're getting a confirmation almost instantaneously that your order came in, your money was received. We'll keep you updated. So if you don't do anything else in regard to your email marketing platform or plan, make sure that your transactional emails are working, so at the very least, people know that their order was received. And review existing copy and make seasonal updates. So I talked about this a little bit, but maybe you are going to reskin your homepage or do some really fun holiday graphics, or put a banner on your homepage that says, hey, check out my holiday deals, or here's when you should order to get it in time for whatever holiday. So that's always fun to do. It's always great to kind of add that level of excitement and just kind of change it up, novelty, if you will. But remember to change them back after the season. I was emailing a business the other day, and they had our New Year's hours will be blah, blah, blah. And this was in August. And so I felt, it's just kind of adds those little layers of distrust or skepticism when, you're kind of leaving those things out there. So make sure if you do change things for the holiday to change them back when it's over. All right, stay on your customers' nice list. We're going to talk about customer service now. Okay, so as I mentioned, it is very, very important for you to be thinking as, any other business owner would be thinking as we approach the holiday season, and offering good customer service is huge. So on the first slide, when I gave some stats about customer service, I mentioned that, there's a very large percentage, maybe it was 80% or something, of people who will repeat a purchase if they have a good customer service experience. And I think 60-something% will find another place to buy things if they don't have good customer service. So I think we've all probably been in a situation where a purchase, an experience didn't go the way you want. And if it was handled well, or if you were treated like, hey, you don't matter, who cares? How many people are going to go back to the business that treated them well and made them feel really heard? And how many people are going to go back to the business that you just felt like a number and no one cared about? So think about that in your own experience with customer service. And I would just encourage everyone to, I know customer service can kind of be a bear, to deal with. It can present, problems that you maybe didn't think of, or things you don't really want to deal with, to be honest. But having the opportunity to connect with your customer, even through a negative experience, that can be such a powerful tool for you to make a lifelong fan or follower or customer out of that person. Treat them well, see them, empathize, understand that they are frustrated, meet them where they are, and that can really turn it around for you. And then they can go to, their friends and say, hey, I bought this amazing book. The author, the person who sold it to me, the publisher was incredible. Go check them out. They're great. I'm happy to support them. So some pro tips here. Hopefully, again, if you look like this cat when you're thinking about customer service, hopefully you can at least turn on a smile while you're with your customers or while you're with your readers and help them have a better day. So you want to make sure your contact information is easily available to your customers. And this can also be something that can sort of sow distrust in your readers, or if you have new people coming to your website and they're considering buying your books or products or services, if they can't find you or find out how to reach you or contact you, then maybe, that they can move along and think, okay, well, this person is hard to reach. If I have questions, I don't know who to reach out to, so I'm just going to find someone else to buy this from, or buy a different book. So having your contact information available, it can invite great conversations as well. So maybe someone wants to reach out to you and say, hey, I want to buy 50 copies of your book. What's the best way to do that? So make sure your contact information is easily available on your website, or however you're selling, make yourself available. Respond to your customers in a timely manner and respond within 48 hours if possible. This isn't always possible. I know it can be different for everybody. I mean, depending on your audience size and your business model. But let people know. I mean, set expectations in the beginning of, hey, if you email me on the weekend, I'm not going to get back to you until Monday. If you email me after 5, it'll be the next day when I get back to you. It's okay to set these parameters and save your sanity, but just make sure you're communicating it to your customers so that as we get into the holiday rush and people are freaking out, is my order going to get there on time? Where is it? Did it go through? That they understand when they will hear from you and that you are available and you want to help. All right. So yeah, of course, let your customers know when you're available. Create an FAQ page. So this can be really, really beneficial, especially if you are selling direct and you're using if you're selling anything print on demand, having an FAQ page or selling anything really, it can be really helpful because you can anticipate these questions that you're going to get from your customers that are, when will my order arrive? What do I do if it's damaged? What should I do if I, need to change my order? What if my shipping address doesn't work? Or, there's a litany of questions that your customers may have, and creating an FAQ page to answer those up front can be really helpful and save you with those customer service inquiries that you may receive. Utilize your email list for communication. So again, the email list comes into play because it's hugely important. So your email list is a great way to communicate with your customer base any time of year. Around the holidays, especially if you notice, hey, shipping times are taking a little bit longer, or hey, my website's going to be down for maintenance, or I'm running a special promo. Email is the best way to communicate that. So don't be afraid to use it if you need to drop some last minute information to your users. All right, create descriptive product reviews. So here's one that I don't think is always top of mind, or maybe not something you consider. I mean, it's a book, pretty straightforward, but maybe you're selling, a special edition that's hardcover. Maybe this version is signed. Maybe this one includes a different ending or some alternate information. Or if you have a cookbook, maybe you have a coil-bound version. Maybe you have a hardcover version. Make your product descriptions very accurate, easy to understand, and make sure that they're good. Because the last thing you want is someone to get really excited to buy from you to support your business, and then they get it and it's not what they expected. It's not the right size, it's not the right color. So just be upfront with what it is and make sure your descriptions are detailed and accurate. All right, last but not least, make sure your payment methods are secure through e-commerce tools. There are a couple of different ways to do this. If you use Shopify or Woocommerce, they're going to take care of that for you. But you just want to make sure that if you are asking someone to put their credit card information into your website, let them know it's going to be safe and it's not going to get stolen. So kind of go that extra step to make sure you can accommodate that as well. All right, we've come to the end of it. So I feel like that was kind of a whirlwind. So we're going to recap here, and then it sounds like we'll have a good amount of time for questions. So I hope that you guys are dropping those in. I'll recap quickly. I think probably take a sip of water, and then we will open it up for questions. All right, it's time to slay the holiday. This is the last pun because I ran out of space. We're done. So that's all you have to endure for this presentation. Number one, it all starts with planning. So create your calendar early and stay on track. Again, follow us on social, and you can get our holiday guide that has that calendar template in it. Of course, we will send out this recording and have it on our YouTube channel as well. So you will be able to review this information if, you just felt like I was going at a breakneck speed. Number two, plan out holiday promos and discounts. Don't just, is it a planner or pantser? Now is not time to be a pantser. Don't fly by the seat of your pants. You want to plan these out and really be thinking about what your goals are for the season. What do you want to do, and how can you achieve that through maybe some promotional material and discounts you might want to offer your readers. Number three, create a way to offer direct sales. You can use Lulu Direct e-commerce integrations. You could use our Lulu API, or you could do bulk ordering and hand fulfill your orders. So we have a couple of different opportunities for you there. Don't be afraid to take advantage of any of them. Test your website functionality and your order process. So if you don't have a website set up yet, there's never been a better time. I mean, own that real estate. Don't just go through the whims of social media and rely on those algorithms. When you have your own website, you have so much more opportunity to own your own audience and really communicate with them the way that you want to, regardless of what's going on social media. So get your website set up and test the website functionality and the order process to make sure you are smooth and good to go. Get ready for social selling and plan out paid and organic campaigns to your target audience. Number 6, draft holiday promo emails and discounts. paying special attention to subject lines and teasers that grab the customer's attention. I talked about that, but it is a big deal. You're going to be in a sea of other emails, so do what you can to stand out. Number 7, be ready to provide customer service support through email or social media. It can come through many formats. And number 8, have fun. It is doable. I mean, this should be kind of exciting and a time for you to play around with different products, different offerings, bundling, different social and email campaigns. So if you really look at it as an experiment, then it can be a time for you to have a lot of fun and do something different that you don't really have the opportunity to do throughout the rest of the year. All right. And this is follow us on social media for the holiday guide. So again, everything I went through today is from our holiday guide. I pulled these points out from that. We worked hard on creating a kind of comprehensive plan for you to stay on track, to crush your holiday goals, and to have a really successful holiday season. Follow us at lulu.com on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you may get your social information. Keep an eye out. I think we'll be sharing it next week. If you're interested in our webinar, so coming down the pipeline, we have a webinar on editing, developmental editing for your fiction novel on the 5th, so next Wednesday. And then after that, we will be doing a pet influencer calendar webinar with Ruben the Bulldog, who is one of our favorite pet influencers who uses Lulu. So a lot of great information there. So be sure to follow us, like, subscribe, comment, all the things, do all the things. And I think, let's take some questions. So I will stop the slide presentation and let's see. All right, I will start with, I'm just going to go through the chat really quickly. Hello, Jen. All right, Julie, pumpkin and chocolate muffins, love it. All right, let's see. All right, so Joan is saying, does this work with a WordPress site? So I will say, for anyone who has a WordPress site, Woocommerce integrates with WordPress. So you just have to have your WordPress site set up, get your Woocommerce subscription and add that in. I don't have the pricing in front of me, but you can choose whatever I think tier will work for you, plug that into your WordPress website, and then download our our WordPress app, our WooCommerce app and sell through WordPress. So also, if you have a Lulu account as you're publishing your books, you can click Sell Direct, and it'll kind of help you get down that path as well. But yes, WooCommerce works for WordPress. Oh, Bill is already answering that. Thank you, Bill. Hey, Melissa. Yes. Okay. Oh, man, you guys are doing my job for me. That's great. All right. Hey, Mandy Jo, I love the graphic. Graphics are my magnets. Lynn, yes. So graphics, if you haven't worked on graphics or played around with creating something like that, again, Canva is a really great tool. It has a lot of opportunities for you to play around, a lot of elements where you can create something really nice. So you don't have to break the bank or pay a graphic designer to start creating graphics for you. You can start playing around with it now and have a set of graphics that'll look really good and be really eye-catching. Hey, Audrey. So Audrey says, I love treating my customers like gold because they are and they're awesome. Many have become my biggest supporters and even friends. Yes, so I love that. I mean, now it is so important because everyone kind of has a platform, right? So everyone who is on social media or, has a website or blog, they can, whether you want them to or not, talk about their experience with you. So regardless of, what your business is, if you are selling something to customers and consumers, they can talk about it. And who knows how big or large or small their following is. It is so important for you to treat your customers like gold because without them, where would you be? So regardless if you have 5 people that will buy from you or 500,000, you have to treat each of them, like the special star that they are. So thank you, Audrey. That's a great tip. Aloha, Joanne. How are you? All right. Let's see. I'm not in Florida. I am in the mountains of North Carolina. And hopefully for anyone who is in Florida is staying safe. All right, Allison, can I find this video again somewhere? I didn't see the notice come till very late. This is awesome. Okay, great. Well, thank you. You're awesome. And yes, you will get a recording of this emailed to whatever address you signed up for the webinar. And then we will also post it on our YouTube channel. So give me about 24 hours and we'll get it uploaded. I might even do it this afternoon if I'm feeling crazy. So keep an eye out. You can just go to YouTube and search for lulu.com or Lulu University, and you can see all of our past webinars as well. So feel free to like and subscribe while you're there. All right, let's hop over to the Q&A. All right, question from Jen. Can you only white label if you have Shopify and or Woo? I have Squarespace. So yes, if you want to use Lulu for your automated print and fulfillment of your book sales, you can only use white label through our Shopify integration in Woocommerce, and actually our Lulu API as well. You can white label that process, but that just takes a little bit more coding or technical knowledge. So the white label opportunities we offer are through our integrations, through our e-commerce integrations, as you mentioned. But if you are super tech savvy and have access to the back end of your website, then you could also use our API. So I will drop my email address in the chat here, cbennett@lulu.com. Jen, feel free to email me and I can follow up on that and give you a more clear answer, or let you know if there's another workaround or something that we've heard of people doing. Thank you for that question. All right, David. Hey, David. I like the Lulu discount coupon I get via email. Can you confirm who takes the hit for the discount? Do I lose 10% of my profit? No, you don't lose it. We lose it. That's on us. So all the emails that you see come through, and pro tip, subscribe to our email list if you haven't already. Coming through the holidays, we'll have some exciting promos and flash sales that'll be kind of the biggest of the season, always come at the Q4 mark, so we're almost there. So if you sign up for our email list and you're getting our 15% off or 10% off coupons, that comes out of Lulu's cut if you're selling through the Lulu bookstore, not yours. So great question on that. All right, Sheldon is asking, any tips on how to tell my customers about the long shipping time in the US? Around 2 weeks to soften the blow of the wait time. Yes. So I would recommend, most people we know and data will tell us want to spend their dollars with companies, with businesses, with authors that align with the things that they care about. So maybe you say, hey, I use print on demand. I work with a B Corp, so it's better for the environment. That's why it's going to be a little bit longer. That's why you have to wait a little bit longer. You could also do something fun where maybe you send them a free chapter, the first free chapter of the book as an ebook. It's like, hey, I know it's going to take a little bit of time. Here's a little something to get started. So there are different ways that you can do it. But I always say that be honest with your customers, with your readers. And we've found that most people are willing to wait if it's for a good cause. And what better cause than supporting an independent author, a small business, or even a large business? But someone who says, I work with a B Corp, I do this on demand, so I don't have to worry about inventory, so I don't have to waste books, I don't have to cut down trees, don't need to be cut. So that's why I am doing this way. So I find that when you're open and transparent, that can really help. People really appreciate that. But also, the Postal Service, FedEx shipping times are what they are, and everyone feels the crunch of that at one point or another. So hopefully, we'll see some humanity this holiday season and you can tap into that and then people will understand that. But I think my best recommendation is just be open and honest, share that you're using a print on demand model, regardless of what your reasons are. We do it for the environment. That's why it was really important for us. We're a B Corp because of that too. So sharing some of your why can be really helpful, I think, in softening the blow. And again, you can kind of pepper in some fun stuff as well. So maybe offering some free downloads or some activities, hey, here's a link to a website where you can do some puzzles to wait for your book. So maybe having some levity and humor can help with that as well. Thanks for that question, Sheldon. All right. Thanks, Bill, for hopping in. Chris, does Lulu print brand bookmarks? We do not. But that's another great way that you can kind of add some fun and festivity into your holiday sales. So maybe you buy a box of books in bulk and you decide to sign them. If you buy this special edition signed copy, you also get the bookmark. You also get, a mug. You also get a pen, notebook, whatever. So there's a lot of fun opportunities for customization with that. I would say Vistaprint is pretty good, I think, for bookmarks. So a lot of opportunities there. But if you want to do that, start now. Let's get your order in so that you don't have to worry about those shipping times that we were talking about. And thank you for that question. And Chris, and this is where I use a 15% discount. So I think if you were talking about the emails that you get from Lulu, you just use those on the Lulu bookstore. They are available on any of our print products. Or if you are an author, you can buy your books and have that discount as well. All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Let's see. All right. It looks like Bill and Sheldon, get a room, you guys, talking about having an independent conversation. Okay. I'm just kidding. Love it. All right. So question from Jenny. A lot of my audience is in India, but when my book is on Amazon, the price seems almost double, but Lulu said they have a printer in India. Is there a better way to adjust the price for India? It doesn't give me the option in the currency selection or section. Jenny, let me look into that for you. That's a fantastic question. We do have a printer in India, so essentially some of your costs should be lowered because they're not shipping around the globe to get to your customers. But I don't, I'll be honest, I don't know how that works with putting the book on Amazon in India and how that affects the price. If you email me, again, cbennett@lulu.com, I would be more than happy to look into that for you and see how we can get you the best price for your customers and what we can do there and if we can help in any way. But thank you for that question. That's a great one. All right, question from David. Lulu has printing presses in several countries. Yes. So shipping times are not always US, UK. Yes. Okay, yeah. So I appreciate you guys talking about this and kind of highlighting this. But yeah, we have printers all around the world. I believe we have 7, maybe 8. So yes, 2 in the US, Canada, Australia, the UK, France, India. What am I missing? Some, maybe. But yes, we have several all around the world. We're always trying to grow our print network if we can find printers that meet our standards. So ideally, your book will route to the printer closest to the destination so that it can, help with some of those shipping times and shipping costs as well. So yes, that is something that we've tried to put in place to help, not only with our carbon footprint, but also just our customers at the end of the day. If your book doesn't have to ship from, our printers in the US and it can route differently, that kind of helps everyone in the long run. So I will say, if you haven't seen our book pricing calculator, you can go to lulu.com. It's on our homepage. The second tab in the top navigation is pricing. Click on that. You can put in the specifications of your books, and then you'll be able to see shipping estimates too. You'll only put in the destination or the country that you're shipping to, and it will give you a shipping estimate. And we're at the whim of our carriers as well. So when FedEx or USPS or UPS or whomever, is delayed, that affects everybody, right? So that's a great place to look and check and get an accurate timeline of when your books will deliver if you need to communicate to your customers or just for your own calendar. All right. Thank you for those questions. All right, Audrey, I have a question about QA, QC, and printing. I'll always use Lulu, but last season I had a lot of customers receive planners that were missing whole sections. We had to send out a number of replacements, which required a lot of damage control for my brand. Is there any QA and QC processes in place? Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, and I apologize that you had to go through that. Definitely the holidays are not the time that you want to be getting those complaints. But yes, we hold our printers to, I think it's like a 0.05 defect rate, and we're always doing like secret shopping our printers to make sure everything looks good. If you have done your part and ordered the proof and everything looks good, everything is in there, things are going to happen. There are, sometimes misprints that occur, things get damaged in the mail. If any of that happens, we're always here to help. I haven't really seen that many times where, a book arrives damaged or a misprint. I don't know if I've ever seen a time where we won't replace it. Now, of course, you want to get ahead of that. But by doing so and checking your proof copy and making sure everything's good on your end, a pretty good chance that everything is going to arrive perfectly and as it should. However, when those moments do arise, reach out to us when we're happy to correct it. But we do have QA and QC processes in place. We also have a pretty solid customer service team who is here to help you if these things do come up. And I had actually a friend of mine who created some coloring books with Lulu, and one of his shipments, I think, got lost, and he contacted our support, and he got one the next day. So we are really expedient and try to help as much as we can when these things come up. So thank you for that question, Audrey, and appreciate you sticking around with us. All right, any questions in the chat? Let's see. I think any other, Vistaprint for bookmarks, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so Shopify and WooCommerce, it can be expensive. I think Shopify Lite, that's the most inexpensive plan. That's $9.99, I think, a month. But these are costs. You have to kind of weigh, is it going to make sense for you to use an e-commerce integration? Does it make more sense for you to just buy your books in bulk and hand fulfill orders? It's all about you and your bottom line and your goals. And Audrey, the API is great too. Also a free solution, but it is definitely for folks who are a bit more tech savvy. Joanne, yes, NC Mountains are lovely. Plug for anyone who hasn't been to Western North Carolina or the Smoky Mountains. Come on out. It's fantastic. Let's see. Hey, Willis. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Allison, Yes, I think I answered that. Again, anyone who needs the replay or wants to see this content again, visit our YouTube channel. Also keep an eye on your emails. They will come out, or the recording will be sent out. Let's see. What other questions? Vistaprint for bookmarks. Yes. Yes, Chocolate, thank you so much for that point. Yeah, it's a great reminder. So the question came up about how do you soften the blow, that this isn't Amazon. We don't have drones delivering your books within 24 hours. We are a B Corp. We're trying to do a little bit better. So passing that information along to your audience will hopefully help them get over the hump. All right. Kanika, thank you so much for your comments. Yes, regional printing. We try to do that. Bill, thank you for your comments. Let's see. Audrey, all bad copies are replaced. Okay, yes. So, hey, holidays are coming. Things happen. We have a ton of volume coming through our printers. I'm not here to tell you that mistakes won't be made. If they are, we will do right by you. We will do our best to make sure that you are happy at the end of the day, because I think maybe it's Audrey who said this earlier, but your customers are gold. You guys are gold to us. We have to do right by you. What are we without you? We're nothing. So we want to make sure that we correct everything that we can to make sure everyone is happy this holiday season and the rest of the year. Why not? All right, Audrey. Yes. I mean, these integrations, they do cost money. So, working around or budgeting is not always the best way. If you can sell direct, a different way to do it, that's okay. All right, let's see. I'm sure this question a lot, and thank you for dropping it in here. I know I'm toggling. I'm sure you get this question a lot, but there are any plans to provide a section in the seller's account to see where their products are listed? It would make it much easier to market if you know and not have to Google yourself until you get your pay statement. Do you mean within your own account? I need a little bit of clarification on that, because through your Lulu account, or are you talking about Shopify or WooCommerce? I know that if you do have a Lulu account, obviously you can have an author page with all of your products listed. And, for your own website, you can make a products page. Absolutely. So let me know if there's a little bit more information there that I can help you with. And thanks for the question. Audrey and Carolyn, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all your help with my novel. Oh yeah. Thank you, Carolyn. Thanks for being here. Make your husband do fulfillment this planner season. Hey, what else are spouses for but that support of the holiday season? So that's a great idea. Okay. So, Anika, you're saying through your Lulu account for what sites you're listed on. Yes. So if you go through global distribution, Amazon, Ingram, Barnes & Noble, also on your sales data. So if you look through your sales and revenue tab in your Lulu account, you will see every channel that you sell through. And if you just go to our website, lulu.com, and you look through our sell tab, you'll be able to see our global distribution and all of the outlets or all of the retailers we work with. So that is the best way to find where we'll be sending your book through. But if you have any other questions about that, email me. Or if you're seeing something or any outlets you didn't expect to see your book on, then please let me know, and we'll be happy to look into that for you. And thank you for that question. All right, looking back in the Q&A. Okay, so David, can I repeat upcoming webinar subjects, please? Yes. So next week, on October 5th, we will be with Christina Stanley, who is the founder of the company Fictionary. So Fictionary helps folks who are writing fiction novels with the editing process. She really helps you make sure that your story is edited really well through developmental editing practices to just make you have the best story possible to really engage your readers. So that should be coming out. Keep an eye out for emails or communication about that either Friday or Monday. You can also go to webinars.lulu.com and stay up to date there. You can also, as you register for our webinars, auto-subscribe. If you sign up to be auto-subscribed, then when we get everything set up, I just click a button and you should get an email telling you about it. So that one is October 5th. On October, and we're switching it up a little bit for the second one in October. So on October 17th, we will be doing a webinar with Ruben the Bulldog's human. His name is Mike. So Ruben the Bulldog is one of our favorite return. Well, it's hard to pick a favorite, but he does a calendar of his beautiful bulldog. You can find him on YouTube as well, Ruben the Bulldog, or Instagram. So he'll be talking to us about pet influencers, how they can create calendars or books or content to support their pet. One really fun thing that Mike does. Oh, I should have mentioned this. You can all do this as well. So if you're selling through Lulu.com, we give you the opportunity to put in, whatever payees you want. So of course that could be you, But we see a lot of people, especially around the holidays, that will put in a nonprofit or a cause or organization that's really close to their heart. For Mike, every year his calendars, 100% of the profit that he makes goes to Bullies to the Rescue, where it's just a rescue outfit, I believe in Wilmington, North Carolina, where they help house pit bulls that have been abused or abandoned or need a home. And it's just really exciting. We see a lot of this around this time of year where people will use their profits for a nonprofit or organization that they want to highlight that's really close to their heart. So another opportunity available to you as you're kind of planning your approach here. And that's another way that you can kind of soften the blow. It's going to take 2 weeks, but hey, your money is going to support fill in the blank. So another great opportunity there. And thank you for that question, David. All right, so Kay is saying, does Lulu API also provide secure payment options integrated in this? Fantastic question. So if you use the Lulu API, that is just a print connection. So you're just connecting to our print and fulfillment network. You will have to build out the front end. So this is a great solution for anyone who's already integrated with some sort of e-commerce platform, or maybe you have a ton of customization that you do up front with orders. We have a lot of people who will use it for very highly customized projects. So if you already have that built out and you just need print and fulfillment, the API is a great way to take advantage of that. So we don't have those payment options integrated. That is on the front end that you would take care of that, and you would just plug into the API for print and fulfillment. All right, let's see. David, the HTML question again. Good question. Let me check on that and follow up with you. I know that was on the list. I don't know since I don't think well, it's not live yet, and we're heading into the holidays. So I don't know if you'll get it this year. Put that on your Christmas wish list and I'll see what I can do. Thank you for keeping me honest and reminding me of that question. You did ask 6 months ago. You're persistent. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Yes. So Willis, thank you for the comments. Yeah, right on time. So thank you very much for joining us. I'll just look one more in the chat. We're over the hour anyway. I took up too much of your time. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. We appreciate all of you, and we're excited to help you this holiday season. So again, follow us on social media. Keep an eye out for our holiday guide. It will be a bit more in-depth than what we covered today. So if you enjoyed this presentation, then follow us on social media. You can download the guide. Follow us on all of our social channels. Go to YouTube if you want to see the rest of our webinars, or keep an eye out for this one. And thank you so much, everybody. I so appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic Wednesday, wherever you are hailing from. Thank you for spending time with me. Have a good one, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks, everybody. Happy Wednesday.